Well, there's this little film that came out around 1999. This is before Y2K was going to hit. It made stars like Jason Briggs popular. It made Sean William Scott somebody you might want to know, and you haven't seen Thomas Nichols since Rookie of the Year. This movie is called American Pie, people. I know you've seen it. If you haven't seen it, oh, we're about to talk about it. We'll be right back, y'all.
What exactly does third base feel like? Like warm apple pie.
There's gonna be an Eastern European chick naked in your house, and you're not gonna do anything about that?
What am I gonna do? Broadcast her over the internet?
Yeah. Oh, incredible. If you ever had a chance with Nadia, this is it.
Somebody's coming in there.
That guy's in my trig class.
Oh, no.
More, you bad boy.
Go, trig boy. It's your birthday.
Touch me, Jim.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh!
Houston, we have a problem.
Stifler's mom.
Are you trying to seduce me?
Yes, ma'am, I am. Mom?
Well, we'll just tell your mother that we ate it all.
Tonight's broadcast has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am, National Organization of Men Against Amazonian Masterhood.
Oh, everybody, welcome to Unpopular Review Entertainment's The Wolf Pack. But today, Vic Damone Jr. has been replaced by the clone known as the Next Doctor. What's going on, Next Doctor? What's going on, Freckle Sensei? Welcome back to the program, fellas. How y'all doing today?
I'm excellent, ready to talk about this iconic movie.
Iconic is to say the least. And just to let people know, this movie is clearly about nothing but getting laid. A group of high school friends get together and just have a hard time getting laid. Not like today where they have an app called Plenty of Fish and you don't have to have any skills. You just go on the app and say, who, you want to F? Oh, I want to F. Oh, we want to F. Let's go F. Let's meet here then. No, back then you actually had to work for it. And these guys had to work for it and just got tired of not getting laid. So they make a pact amongst friends that by prom, before they go to college, they would get some punani. So people, what my man Vic would say if he was here, this movie has a lot of message. Talk about it right here, right now. Again, where this movie starts off, it's simply that it's all about sex. Jim is a horny toad adolescent. Back in the day, before you had a bunch of streaming channels, you had to watch porn via Scramble TV. And his mom walks in while he's trying to catch up. Oh, that's a tit. Oh, yeah, that's definitely a tit. Mom walks in and all hell breaks loose. And that's literally the opening scene to this movie. Next, Doctor, you are welcome here into the No Ma'am Zone, the Wolf Pack of Unpopular Review Entertainment. Your takes on this movie, man?
Well, I do want to start off by saying, it was a rookie mistake for Jason Biggs' character at the beginning. I had cable growing up, kid, and there were those channels where you had to pay for them. But you went to the channel and it was scrambled just like they showed. That this is accurate. This is historical documentation. But living with your parents, you had to have an out. Okay. You couldn't just go there without having out. There was this little thing called the recall or the channel switch or whatever it was, the last channel button. All right. Yes. You had to make sure your last channel button was on something safe. That was it. You put it on Cartoon Network. You put it on ABC, whatever the heck you needed it to be on. You need to have something. You need to keep your ears open. Okay. Situational awareness. All right. Children. Situational awareness, people. Okay, come on. Message. You talk about things today like this is what they taught us back then. You had to have situational awareness. The stranger danger. It all made sense. This is why our generation was just better. Okay, we knew things, but Yeah, so it starts off with that, and you know, from there it is just a roller coaster ride. You know, I kind of remember it does remind me kind of my high school days where I wasn't really on the hunt for it, but I had a friend and he was already knee deep in it. So it was kind of eye opening for me, you know, as a senior, seeing the way he lived. And I was like, man, I had no idea that you were just doing all of this stuff. Because like we talked to each other, but it didn't really get to talking more like after school until I had got in the car. And then we were able to hang out after school. And then, you know, I was able to go over his house now and see like he would just be finishing up with a woman. She lay on him like, wait a second. What the? You know, so I mean, I had gotten a girlfriend by then, but it wasn't. We weren't on. I mean, she was kind of on that kind of time, but it wasn't really on that kind of time. But yeah, he was knee deep in it, and it was interesting seeing this perspective of it because it kind of mirrored it a little bit, but not as much. But yeah, I mean, this movie is wild. You know, you gotta have the background here. This iconic scene. You know, and you know, I just want to stop, you know, as we hear viewers and for my two co-hosts, you know, did you ever think about it?
Never.
No,
Ever.
Nope.
Did I ever
Nope.
think of that?
No,
And that's the thing. Like it blew my mind. I was like, even if the imagery was there, I'm not doing. For one, my mom baked this pie. If I messed this pie up, my butt was going to get torn up.
That's how you know this was not a black movie at all. It's not no black.
They talk about we're going to tell we ate the whole what, and you ain't saying me nothing.
Tell mom we ate it, right? and Jim got all horny, nasty because he's never been to third base, and it's like so he asks his eye striker, you know, AKA "Suck Me Beautiful." How does it feel to get to third base? And he goes, you know, it feels like warm apple pie, talking about how, you know, it feels when you got your fingers in there. And he goes, to me, the greatest line of this day, McDonald's or homemade. And they all
that's got to be, it's so funny, but that had to have been the dumbest question. Because who in the...
Well, like, when you think about how you don't know anything, you start asking questions like this because he was literally taking it literal. And it was crazy to me to have that kind of mindset. It was wild. It was really wild.
Freckle Sensei, your takes on this film, man.
So this is wild because this film came out. Obviously, I was not old enough to watch this film when it came out because I was only 9. So I had to wait. See, I had to wait a little bit. I had to wait a little longer. But this movie had me excited for high school. This movie had me excited, thinking that all of this is going to happen. It didn't really happen in that way. I ended up being Jim, but not in that type of way. I never had ever a pre like that before, where it's just the chick only touches my leg and I go crazy. Like it never happened to me. But everything about this movie, I was like, yo, I hope this happens in high school. Like it was kind of like it was like a setup. Like I always tell people that there's certain things and certain like movies and shows for me because I was a kid in the 90s where I was like, it shaped my reality of what things was going to look like. So of course, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air shaped me how high school was going to look. A Different World shaped me how college was going to look. But this shaped me for how it was going to be as an upcoming preteen and teenager, because that is not even Jim. For me, my favorite person was Fitch, because I was that nerdy guy. I was that nerdy kid. And I wish I could do what Fitch did to my bully's mom, because that's just icing on the cake. But it was just a lot of hilarious scenes. This was just one of those feel good, funny teen type of movies that we had back in the 90s and the 2000s. Shout out to the one that on it. I can't even think of his freaking name. Doggone it. Cash Money Records. Shit. What the fuck? Why can I not remember his damn name? Juvenile. Shit. I don't know why. Oh, no, because I said
Were you trying to figure out how to back that ass up? I'm confused on how that correlation.
Because I said 992. Because I said 99 2000. I was trying to shout out to Juvenile, but I could not think of his name. I kept thinking of Joel Santana. I don't know why.
We're talking about a rated R film that had the successors before it or predecessors before it, where you had movies like Porky's. We've done Fast Times at Ridgemont High here on the network movies. So it kept the teen porn-ish genre, whatever you want to call it, alive. And this made it to where rated R movies like The Hangover could be successful because rated R movies like this didn't kill the box office. We're talking about an $11 million budget that made its money back in the opening weekend at 18 million, grossing over 102 million worldwide. If Vic was here, he would say, this is why they had part 2, part 3, part 4, the band camp, the list goes on and on and on. Shout out to
Shannon. I didn't even know they had all those.
Shout out to Shannon Elizabeth, who plays Nadia in this film. Listen, in high school, I'm not going to say I was slaying them back and forth like that. But, I started at a young age when you're in the black community in the early 90s and 80s. Okay, that's what we did. Okay, so I wasn't like Jim, but I will give y'all, somebody can say all they want to. I'm not, climaxing off a touch. But Nadia, Shannon Elizabeth was an amazing looking woman. Okay, back in my day, it had been my girl from Fast Times at Ridgemont High when she comes out the pool and had the pool. Yeah, that's what this was representative of Nadia was to me. He said, you never had a girl that hot. Okay, you ain't never had a girl as hot as Elizabeth Shue. Okay, but I tell you one thing about the movie, I love it. Their passion to getting laid was unprecedented. Okay, here she comes over, Nadia, talking about, I just want to study with you. They're like, and I'm gonna change my clothes there. And they're like, yo, you should set her up and put a camera. That is illegal today. Okay, forget Diddy, forget y'all's uncles. I'll never call him Uncle Shannon. Okay, no, this is before all that. Forget Kelly. Y'all want to watch R. Kelly get away with it because of movies like this. This was America, people. Y'all want to act like it never existed. This is what happens, unfortunately. Okay, but they did everything. Listen, this man, All Striker, said, I want the booty so bad, I'm going to go join the Glee Club. Okay, you talking about going on. That is talking about, you're talking about dedication. That is dedication.
That was planning. That was research. The man said, this is prime real estate. He's like, this is an untapped resource here. This man was out here researching for prime locations to set up camp.
It's like literally he did all this and he could have just easily been a loser. Like he could have did all the energy that was, I think that's what was funny about it. All the energy they put into getting this, and of course, when you fast forward, you see how their lives played out. It's like all the dedication and determination that y'all did just for this, y'all definitely could have been way better.
I mean, you got to think though, like, first of all, I laugh at the clothes, right? They always say art imitates life. And I always say, but guess what? In America, we all know one thing.
Who are you rooting for tonight?
I'm rooting for everybody black. I am.
And they wasn't in this movie, but the jeans were. Okay, everybody wore baggy jeans. You go back and watch Smallville back in the 90s. White boys didn't wear tight jeans. They wanted to be in the hood. They wanted to have their Fred Durks on. And oh man, you're talking about the jeans these guys wore. It was insanely big on there, right? And then you talk about this movie gave us one of the greatest terms of all time. The term MILF. Yes. Mother I like to fuck. Okay, yes. And to this day, when you witness and when you see Jennifer Coolidge, Stifler's mom, I know our girls might know her from Legally Blonde with the snap bend. Whenever I watch that too, okay? She has become an icon, Stifler's mom, and so did the MILF movement. Listen, we're going to take our one and only break this evening. Come back, go pay some bills. Come back, finish up this classic of a movie. We can already tell, but it's going to get 3 thumbs up. We ain't got... They're taking a consultant hater over here today. So, but you can catch him on the Federation Tuesdays. Think about Federation Tuesdays. They be doing some good ass movies. I'd be over here mad at a motherfucker. I'm like, damn, they be going deeper than us. They went so deep.
Most of you will go to Vietnam. Some of you will not come back.
Cowboy.
Sir, yes, sir.
0300, infantry. Joker.
Sir, yes, sir.
4212, basic military journalism. You think you're Mickey Spillane?
Sir, I wrote for my high school newspaper, sir.
I hate the name, Joker. I want to go out to the field.
You wasted your first day in the field, and it'd be my fault.
Joker, you will take off that button. How's it gonna look if you get killed wearing a peace symbol?
What is that you've got written on your helmet?
Born to kill, sir.
You write born to kill on your helmet and you wear a peace button.
Are those live rounds?
7.62 millimeter. Full metal jacket.
You were class of 94?
Okay, yes.
I was class of 2000.
Okay, we don't have to share that
No,
information.
I was a 90s kid.
And get the jukebox.
You play a significant part of it. Okay, let's go.
Well, if you'd have did your part of it, do that part. It might have been in the notes.
I just missed that one thing. It's okay, babe.
It's in the cliff notes. It's in the cliff notes. Of course, in the 90s, it's going to be rival crews. So that's what's going on. It's New York. It's inner city. If you're not from the ghetto, ain't never been to the ghetto, then don't ever come to the ghetto because you wouldn't understand the ghetto. Grateful ass creatures. We ain't going to call them bitches. We're going to call them ungrateful creatures.
It's just, I hate to say it, it's just a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, I did feminize him. Because he act like, you acting like a bitch, Ronnie. Because Lulu punk ass. Listen, so let's go right there. Let's go. So Lulu.
I didn't do that, though.
You did. I saw you. You did the DX shot.
I said bring it.
Oh, well.
I did that.
Okay.
You
I
can
will.
do that too.
Okay. All right. There you have it, guys. All over this network, we have shows for everybody around here. Okay, so make sure you guys get a chance to check out what we do around here on Unpopular Review Entertainment. As you already know, you just got finished watching the Federation Tuesdays. They are back, Full Metal Jacket, amongst others like Star Space Troopers and more. You're tuned in, locked in right now to the Wolf Pack, as we're here every single Thursday giving you our movie reviews. And that was also the Millie Blaze Review Show reviewing Raising Kanan Season 4. And also coming up soon, y'all, Godfather of Harlem Season 4 is back, and so will us. But listen, you know what's the hottest show on Disney Plus right now? It's Andor, but no, I ain't talking about that. We're talking about the other one that everybody wanted to love, Daredevil. We have that reviewed for you as well. Something for everybody. And then this Sunday coming up, look out for it on your channels, the Sinners Review. Everybody's talked about it. It's our turn now. But we are here. We are talking American Pie. Such a great movie. I love that Freckle Sensei said he was like this guy right here. Oh, you were like Finch, huh? You was walking around with little coffee cups. Knock off. This is Frappuccino, Jim. This is Frappuccino. You wouldn't shit in the bathroom at school, huh? Was that you, Freckles?
No, I actually was. I was the person like everybody else, especially in middle school. Everybody else, went to the bathroom to fight. I went to the bathroom to handle business. I ain't come in here just to fight somebody and whatnot. Because by the time I'm done, I'm either gonna be peeing on myself or pooping on myself. I'm going in the bathroom and I'm coming right back out. And everybody kept on looking at me weird because they'll be like set up for fights and stuff, and people would look at me like, "You just gonna walk in here and just say, yes, it's the bathroom." It's like you take that shit literally somewhere else. but I was just to say, no, I never had that moment where I went to the women's bathroom and did that. But that cappuccino will run through you. I've had experience in that.
Well, that's why I don't drink coffee now. I tell people all the time, it is a laxative. It's why I don't drink it. Let's go right here, right now. Let's talk about our favorite parts of this movie. If you got a worst part, I personally don't have one, but if you do, and thumbs up, thumbs down. I'm gonna start with you, the next doctor. Favorite parts of the movie besides the pie behind you, because we already know that was wrong. We're gonna tell mom we ate it.
Listen, I think actually one of my favorite parts of this, especially looking back on it, is Eugene Levy's character, the father figure. Without a doubt, he, even though this was, a funny, a campy movie, raunchy movie, he still portrayed a positive dad figure. Like he saw his son in distress. He was like, okay, I see we're at this point. obviously I didn't do enough to talk to you before this, but I'm gonna take care. I'm gonna handle my business. He came in with the reading material. He came in with breaking down the stats. The man broke down the stats. He was like, "Listen, go to the middle part. Okay, here. Well, this is what we got for you. Okay? They're accentuating the breasts because that's what." And then he went. I mean, he was breaking it down like it was a side of beef, all the different parts. And I was like, "This man is on point."
They would call that child abuse today. You know that, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna say it's
because as you're speaking this, I'm like, well, maybe I should go take my son and show him some of these. Like sometimes I'll be on Instagram, like we all got Instagram, right? And my one son, Chris, would be next to me. Look at that. He'd be like, I'm not sure I'm supposed to look at that. I'm not showing you nudity. I'm just showing your booty bouncing. You know what I'm saying? Like, look at that ass, son. Look at that ass.
Listen, he knew that his son was about to go out there. Listen, he's already out there in the world. So he was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna make sure that you have the best setup possible so that you're not coming out, going out here being stupid. And I think that was a really good part. They could have just played it off for the laughs, and they did still have some laughs in there, but I think he really did do a great job at showing, hey, okay, this is how you talk. This is the possible way to talk to your son about the birds and the bees. And I really did appreciate that they did that in there because, as we, Freckle Sensei talked about, this could be a movie that influences. So having that father figure in there to say, hey, especially when they make that the prominent father figure, because there were no other fathers really being, I mean, there was the one for the the dad coming up to the door when who was it? The other
I'm trying to think about that. I'm trying. I just got
the dude was in, paying it back to his girlfriend, because giving her the O face, and the mom was like, "Oh, go tell him it's time for dinner," and he comes up and says, "Oh, I'm coming."
You know what? That's so important. That part's important next, Doctor, because when you speak about that, when my man from Rookie of the Year, Kevin's character Thomas Nichols, he goes like, "Listen, I'm tired of getting his head shit. I need to, what I mean, I gotta please her back." And so he goes like, "Listen, Kev." He goes to Tara Reid's character Vicky, like, "Yo, I want to satisfy her." He's like, "All right, listen. There's this book. We've passed it down over the years, and this book is going to show you how to properly do sex, but you got to put it back at the end of the year to do it." But you're right. She's like, go get her for dinner." And he comes upstairs. She's like, "I'm coming." It's like, oh, okay, I guess she's ready. I'd have personally knocked on that motherfucking door. Personally, why is my dude in the room with the door closed and the boy in there in the first place? Okay.
And again, I think it was either you or Freckle Sensei, you mentioned it before. This is how you know it's not a black household. Because I know my mom, she was like, "Oh, you're not going to be." I couldn't even be downstairs alone. We had to be in the living room, even if she wasn't
right.
In the living room.
Yeah, you had to be in the
living room. We
room.
had to be in that living room. So it was crazy to me. But I think, again, iconic movie, influential, and yeah, definitely a thumbs up for me. There's nothing more I can say about it.
Freckle Sensei, your takes on this movie. You should have been too young to be watching, which makes me feel even super old.
Me too.
I mean, hey, look, when I say I'm a 90s baby, it's literally 1990 baby. Okay. But
I'm a teenager in the 90s, brother. When you were born, I was a freshman in high school. So already getting laid. I was not walking around being like Jim, tell you that much, busting off in my pants because I touched her, and that was the second time. The man came twice in less than 45 seconds because as he said to her, "Nadia, I got reserves." What the hell was on reserve? Because that man busted his pants twice. The best part of it also is when because everybody's watching, right? And they got Blink-182 like, "Go Trick Boy, go Trick Boy." Now the girls so much. They said again, like they started calling him 2 times, right? You know what I'm saying? His girl only goes to prom with him because he said, "What you thought? I knew it was gonna be easy." What was Fangirl's name from Buffy? Michelle's her name. Yeah, from Buffy. She played a great role in this. Go ahead, Freckle Sensei.
Yeah. Well, also, she also was in How I Met Your Mother as well.
Oh, I didn't know, because she is in How I Met Your Mother. You're right.
Yeah.
She's always gonna be it for Buffy for me. That's what she's always gonna be.
But definitely what I'll say one of my favorite scenes is when he talked. It's definitely when he talked to Michelle, and she was talking about band camp because I was a bangy, and yes, everything she said, everything that she was talking about at band camp, that stuff actually happens in band camp. Like,
so y'all been putting fruits up your ass. That's all I'm trying to.
Message.
What happens in band camp and
it's like Vegas.
It must be.
The stories that I heard go down.
Oh, now you heard the stories.
I was just scared. See, my dad was one of the teachers at my school, so it was like I had to be almost the perfect student.
Absolutely.
I had to be the perfect.
Well, that sucked. Your dad was a teacher at your school. You couldn't do shit,
right? Yeah, I really couldn't. Like, it was
what do you use the teacher's bathroom? Because you did say you were like shit break in there. Go ahead. I'm just
but yeah, when she talks about band camp, that was like one of my favorite ones because it's always, I tell people all the time, there's freaks and there's closet freaks, and it's always the band that are the closet freaks. It's why we do the hump dances. It's why we do the doggone freaking poppins and all that type of stuff. It's not because it's entertaining. And most of the time, we just some horny teenagers, and that's the only way we
get. Y'all just had your own little geeks. That's all that was.
Yeah, like
the geeks rise together. The geeks shall inherit the earth.
We some amen. We were just some horny nerds that could play instruments. That was about it. So that was my favorite. Definitely a thumbs up. Like I said, this is when I started matriculating and started changing in the age of puberty for me. So definitely watching this in my preteen era definitely shaped a lot of how I expected high school to be. Of course, I couldn't really expect too much because I went to an all-black hood high school.
Well, thumbs up for me as well. This movie came out in 1999. I saw this movie in the movie theater. I saw the second one in the movie theater. I've always liked movies like this. Is why I push for Fast Times from Ridgemont High on this network. This is why I choose the movies. When I get a chance to choose a movie, I laugh at raunchy. I actually sit here and I laugh at the Righteous Gemstones, and I go to church and love God, but it's still a comedy. You know what I mean? You got to be.
Yeah.
I hate when like white black folks will get mad at a white person saying something like, "So if you could be black for one day, what would you do?" And a white person goes, "I get a belt to make sure you pull up your damn pants." Hey, that's funny. Okay. Yes, it may be a little sensitive, but that's not me. I said the same thing to these brothers. Pull your pants up. Where your belt at? So comedy is subjective, people. It doesn't matter what side of comedy you come from. Let's let go. Let be free and enjoy what things like this gave us. And I'm sorry, this man sat in a car and told this girl to suck me beautiful. It does not get better than that, to the point when I'm like really tipsy drunk. I will say to my wife sometimes, "Hey, suck me beautiful." Now, granted, I don't get none. Okay. When I say it, but it's hilarious enough for me to say it because this movie is almost 20 years old, 30 years old, and it still is that damn. This movie is 27 years old, about to be 28 years old. This movie is amazing. It's a thumbs up for me. I'm glad we got a chance to review. We're going through this entire American Pie franchise. Coming up next week, American Pie 2, and my favorite line from this entire movie.
Where should I touch Amber?
Ass, baby. Feel that ass.
Okay.
I can't wait to talk about American Pie 2. Again, guys, make sure you come back and check out everything here on Unpopular Entertainment. I am Mike Knox. That is Freckle Sensei. The next Dr. Jonas from the Federation Tuesdays, and we are glad to be back here, guys. We'll see y'all next week for American Pie 2. We're out of here, y'all. Fingers.